What up, y'all? It's your boy again. Back at you with another shorty. This one's about my 12th grade year at Milford, my senior year. Um, Senior year, I guess, is always a special one because it's your last year. Um, so many of us, at least in our class, a lot of us not only went to Milford together, but a lot of us go back even as far as elementary school. I graduated with some people that I've known since elementary school that I grew up with in the Wilmore area. So that finality of it, you think about it. A lot of people get sad like towards the end of your senior year or graduation. I wasn't. I kind of made peace with things like maybe halfway through the school year. So by the time we were actually getting ready to graduate, I was ready to go. I was ready to go. I was more sad maybe halfway through the school year. When you start realizing that it's almost over. That when it was over, I was ready to go. Still acting a fool. Spent it 3 times my senior year. But I was having fun. I got into a lot of trouble at Milford in my 4 years, but I was never a bad guy. I just would do dumb things in a school where they will suspend you for almost anything. So my school record doesn't reflect who I am or who I was. One thing about my senior year that was definitely unique from the other 3 years was that I met a lot of people, honestly, for the first time in class of 95. I met a lot of them for the first time our senior year because of the classes that I had. I had like 4 honors classes our senior year, and it was crazy because one, I had honors English, which was crazy because when I got put out in 10th grade, one of the classes that I failed was English. Not because I couldn't do the work, but because I only failed English 10 because of me getting put out. I was always good in English. I was always good in math and English, and those were the two of the classes that I failed my 10th grade year because of being, getting put out, not because I couldn't do the work. So when I came back at 11th grade, they had me take English 10 again because, like I said in my last video, when I came back out junior year, I was still classified as a 10th grader until I got that half a credit. And so they had me take English 10 again our junior year. And I got like an A in that class. It was easy. I had Miss Sparrow. She was an excellent teacher. I used to like Miss Sparrow. And I did so well with her class that when we were signing up for classes for our next year, because the English class that I was in, it was class 90, even though it's a 10th grade English class, it was other class 95 people in that same class because they was in the same boat that I was. That we had got put out in 10th grade and they made us take 10th grade English again. It was literally like a half a dozen class 95ers in that English 10 class my 11th grade year. But I did so well in it, and I had signed up. I actually had initially signed up to take English 11 and English 12 during the day because some people who had got put out in 10th grade, they allowed them to take English 10 and English 11 at the same time our 11th grade year. They didn't let me do that. So my plan was to take English 11 and English 12 my 12th grade year, and they wouldn't let me do it. So I told I had signed up for English 11, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to do English 12, and I hadn't even done English 11 yet. So Miss Sparrow said that because I was so good in her class, 'cause I got like an A in her class, like aced her class, and I had taken English 10 the year before. but she had a whole different teaching style. In 10th grade, I had Miss Lambert. I did not like Miss Lambert. You know, I wasn't really doing my work like I should have been doing, even when I was at Milford. And definitely wasn't doing my work when I went to Emerson in my English class over there. So I failed English 10, no brainer. But I aced English 10 our 11th grade year in Miss Sparrow's class. And I told her that, you know, I'm actually in 11th grade. Even though this is English 10, I'm in 11th grade along with like 5 other people in that class that was in 11th grade. And she was like, yeah, I know. And she said she think I'm good enough to handle honors English 12. So, and I thought she was, I mean, I had never taken any honors classes at Milford ever. So she told me she was signing me up for honors English 12. So took English 11 off that thing and put honors English 12, and they gave me honors English 12, and they told me that I was going to have to take, I could have either took English 11 in summer school, or I was going to have to go to night school and take it. So my senior year, I took honors English 12 in the daytime and just regular English 11 at night in night school up Randallstown High School. So and like the people that was in my honors English class, probably 75% of them in that class, I had never been in a class with these people before. They, 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, it was like I was always in class with the same people. It almost seemed like Milford, it almost seemed like they kept like what they classified as the bad kids together all day. I always was with the class with the same people. We always had the same lunch period, always on B lunch. Except for our 11th grade year, we had A lunch, and that year A lunch was the crazy lunch. It was like I was always on the crazy lunch, the lunch where all the riff-raffers at. We all ate the same lunch periods. We were always in the same gym class, same regular classes. Like I was in the same class with the same people for 3 years at Milford. So, and these are people that I met for the first time in that honors English class that had been going to Milford all 4 years. And I had never been to class with them. You know, like I said, maybe 3/4 of that class that I had never been in a single class with them before. So I had met a lot of these people for the first time. Math class, again. I was always good at math. I had like an A in math 9th grade, like algebra 1. 10th grade I took algebra 2. I ended up failing algebra 2 because I got put out. I knew how to do the work. I was doing the work while I was at Milford. Got put out, and then ended up going to Emerson. I was doing no work at Emerson, and like I said, I didn't even finish out the school year there. And so I ended up failing algebra 2. So when I came back to Milford in 11th grade, they gave me out, I had took geometry, which I was surprised because I thought they was going to make me take algebra 2 again. Hold up, my son texted me.